Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to get started with the GoPro Hero 5 Black. It's got all the best things from all the other GoPro cameras, got the great settings from the Hero 4 Black. It's got a touch display like the Hero 4 Silver so you can view what you're filming and change settings. And it's waterproof without a housing, so you don't need to worry about a housing. You can always take it in the water and it gets really clear footage. It's relatively easy to use and all around it's a great camera and you're going to love it. So let's get started. So let's open it up and check it out. This camera opens up from the bottom, which is different from the previous GoPros, but it is a bit easier. So just open it up, follow the arrows, and then you just pull it out of the box. So then we'll just take the camera off the top of the box here. It's just mounted for display. So you can just turn it around and lift up this black tab here. That'll let this open up and then squeeze the tabs together and push and slide it forward. So now we're going to get the camera off the mounting base here and out of the frame so we can get a battery into it. So just unscrew this thumb screw, turn it counterclockwise. You can take that off and you can throw away this little piece that says remove. That was just for a display. You can set that there and then it just slides right out of the mounting buckle here. To remove the camera from the frame, just put your thumb on the back here and pull up the front ledge with your 2 fingers and it'll unlatch from this little ledge here. Then you can open the back door and then push your camera out while holding it from the back. Just push it out evenly and it'll come out of the frame. Okay, now grab the box that came with your camera and open it up. Under here you'll find the Get Started guide. You can set that to the side. And also under here you'll find a couple mounts and the battery. So take the battery out. We're going to use that right now. Hopefully you've already gotten a microSD card. You're going to need one of these and it doesn't come with your camera. I've got the SanDisk Extreme 64 gigabyte card here. Just make sure you get a class 10 card and it can go up to 128 gigs with the Hero 5 Black. Next we're going to insert the battery and the microSD card into your camera. They both go on the bottom here under this door. So turn your camera over and press down on the latch release tab and slide the door over to the left and then it opens up like that. Take the battery out of the bag and if you turn your camera facing towards you, the GoPro logo on the battery also facing towards you and it goes in like that, and push down kind of hard if you need to and it should fit right into your camera there. Now with the touch display facing towards you and the front of the microSD card facing towards you, insert the microSD card into this little slot here. It's a very narrow little slot and then push it down. You got to use your nail to kind of get it down, to click into place down there. If you don't have long nails it's kind of hard, but it should stay low about flush with the battery. And then you can close this door by lowering it and just sliding it over till it clicks in place. Okay, and then let's take this sticker off the back of your camera and turn your camera around. So we're going to turn your camera on now. On the left side of your camera there's the power mode button. Press that and your camera will turn on. Now it's going to go into the setup dialog on the touch display on the back. So if you go back here, it says welcome. It says to choose your language, English, choose the date, November. And then after you've set the date, hit the little check mark here. So then set the time to whatever time it is right now. And hit the check mark. And it's asking if you want to turn GPS on. That'll just tell the location of your photos and videos. You can turn that on. You can also turn it off later. And then you can do a tour of your camera. Or if you want to go back and you can watch that later, you can just swipe down from the top of the screen here. And under Preferences, tap that. And the first item is Camera Tour. And you can go through that again if you need a little review. I'm going to close this screen out. The first thing we want to do is charge our camera. As you can see here it says 10% battery. They don't ship with very much battery. So let's go ahead and get the battery charged. You can go ahead and power off your camera so that we can get it charged. So just hold down the mode power button on the left side of your camera here. And your camera will turn off. Now grab the USB cable that came with your camera And I'm going to use this USB power charger to charge my camera, although normally you'd plug into a computer's USB port, but you can also use a USB power charger. And then open the side door here by pressing down on the latch release tab and sliding the door down, and then lift it up. Then you're going to insert the USB cable into the USB port, just like that. And the other end into the USB port on your computer or USB power source. And when the camera starts charging, you'll see the red light come on and stay on. And when that light turns off, that means your camera is charged. It can take about 2 hours for the first time because it's got a low battery charge right now. So you might want to press pause on this video and come back when your camera is fully charged to finish the tutorial. Once the light turns off, you can unplug the USB cable from your camera and close the door. To shut it, just lower it back down and then make sure it's flush and slide it forward until it snaps back in place, and make sure this little latch or release tab is popped back out, because then you know that it's shut all the way. The next thing you want to do is update your camera's firmware, because GoPro has already put out some new software which adds more features to your camera. The easiest way to update your firmware is by the Capture app that GoPro makes for your device. So if you don't have it yet, just go to your app store and you can type in Capture app GoPro, and it's got this symbol. There's another one called Capture app that's not GoPro's, so make sure you go download this one. Once you've downloaded the Capture app, just tap on the app and open it up, and you can say connect your camera, and it'll walk you through the steps here. Now I'm going to put the camera back in the frame just so I can show you how to use the touch display screen. It's a little easier for me to hold. So to put it back in the frame, you just open the back door and slide your camera in. Just make sure it goes in kind of evenly. And once it's all the way in, then you just close the door. Make sure this latch is over the top here, over that little latch, and shut the top latch. For the buckle, you just slide these two little grooves back in there and insert the thumb screw and tighten it. You can change all of your settings, compose your shots, and view what you're seeing, and play back your videos on this screen. So all of the settings are shown on this screen, so it makes it really easy to change settings. If you want to change the mode that you're shooting in, you just tap the video icon or whatever mode you're in, and it'll show you the different options. Here's all the video capture options. Here's the photo options and the time-lapse mode options. Once you select the mode you want to use, it'll go back and you'll be able to see the preview of your shot. If you want to change settings, you can change the resolution by just tapping the resolution. If you want to go to 4K resolution, for example, from here, right now it's set at 2.7K at 60 frames per second. So 60 frames per second isn't available in 4K, but if you tap 4K, it's going to tell you that it's not supported at 60 frames per second. Tap for the options, and then the ones that are available for that resolution are highlighted. So you could choose 30, that's the fastest frame rate available. So choose 30. Now you can see what you're filming. You can press the top record button again to start recording. Now I'm going to change to 1080p to show you the different field of view options. So I'm going to tap the resolution here, go to 1080, because all the field of view options are available at 1080p. So I'm going to go here now, and you can see a live view as you change your field of view. So you can see how that's going to affect your shot right here. As you scroll through it, it changes automatically. You can see that there. And then linear is the one to remove the fisheye curve, and narrow is a more zoomed in shot. Once you select your field of view, you tap it, or you can click the arrow back, and it's going to go back to your shot so you can see what you're filming and you can start recording. The advanced video options are over here. They're not available in all of the settings, but I'm not going to go into depth on all of them because there's a lot to know about these, but I do cover them all in my book in depth. So there's Pro Tune, video stabilization, auto low light, and manual audio control. And then you can just swipe down to exit out of that menu once you've chosen your advanced video setting options. If you want to view your footage, you can just swipe over from the left, and all your media is over here. You can tap onto play or scroll through to view different videos and photos. And then you can just swipe down to exit out of that. And if you swipe down from the top, you can view your preferences. You can activate or deactivate voice control, and you can lock the screen. To lock the screen, you just tap the lock. It'll say the screen's locked. When you want to unlock it, you tap it, tells you to swipe down, and tap again and it unlocks it. Locking the screen is really good when you're in the water so that the water drops don't accidentally change your settings. Once you press the shutter button and start recording, it's going to show you the recording and the time that you've recorded video. Press the shutter button again to stop recording, and you've got your video. If you take photos, you can change over to a photo mode. Say we go to burst, and take a burst of photos. It's going to shoot off a fast burst of photos, and you could view them in your media. Up here it shows the amount of photos that you've got left on that memory card. It'll change in your, depending on what mode you're in. It tells you how much is remaining for that particular mode and resolution. And there's the battery percentage there. And here is the GPS signal. Once you turn Wi-Fi on, if you go connect and turn on the Wi-Fi down here at the bottom, you'll see the Wi-Fi symbol on that screen too. And now you can see that the Wi-Fi is on. I'm not going to cover all of the modes in this tutorial because there's a lot of modes, but I'm going to give you a few of the key settings here that you can use for the most common modes. Sometimes you're not able to use the touch display to change your settings. For example, if you have wet hands, it doesn't work well. Or if you've got snow gloves on, it's too cold to take them off. So you can also change the settings using the buttons, which is how the older GoPros operated. So to do this, make sure your camera is updated like we just did, because this was part of the update. So you just scroll through the modes to the mode you want to use by pressing the mode button. You can get to video mode, photo, burst, time lapse, and then I'm going to go back to video. And now you can change the settings for the mode you're in by pressing the mode button and quickly pressing the shutter button after. If you press this too long, it'll turn your camera off. But if you give it a quick press and then straight to the shutter button, it'll bring up this menu here. And then let go of that so you don't turn off your camera. To scroll through these options, these are all the settings. So you can scroll through by pressing the mode button. So video, you could change the video capture mode here to video and photo, or you're probably going to keep it on video, but you can scroll through those. And you can scroll through and change your settings here. So go to 2.7K, change your frames per second by pressing the top button again. That'll scroll through the options. And then when you're done with your settings, you can hold down the shutter button, or you can scroll down to the bottom, there's a done option. You can scroll there and press the shutter button, or you can just hold it down. It'll go back into the shooting mode. Another way to change your modes is to use voice control, which is real convenient when you're close to your camera. You can't reach it, and there's not too much noise around you. And all you got to do is say the mode you want to go to, and you got to say GoPro at the beginning. So you can say GoPro photo mode. You can also start and stop recording. So GoPro, start recording. GoPro, stop recording. There are tons of ways to mount a GoPro, as I'm sure you've seen some radical videos and photos with GoPros. The Hero 5 Black comes with a very basic mounting setup. Here's the frame that holds your camera. Here's the thumb screw and a mounting buckle. The thumb screw attaches your camera to the mounting buckle by inserting these two tabs here, tightening it. You want to tighten it really tightly so that it doesn't move when you've got your camera set up. And then this here is a flat adhesive mount, and this here is a curved adhesive mount. This is, I got a flat bottom so it can be adhered to flat surfaces. This is the curved adhesive mount that's good for attaching to helmets or other curved objects. To apply an adhesive mount, just make sure you've got a nice clean flat surface. Make sure the mount fits pretty flat on there. And you want to make sure the orientation of your mount is going the direction you're usually going to want to face it. Then you just remove the red backing from the bottom of the adhesive mount. Press it and then press it down really hard. And let it cure for about 24 hours before you use it. And after 72 hours it's totally cured, but you just want to kind of push it on there and get it as tacky as you can. This buckle allows you to slide your camera and lock it in place, and these mounts and a bunch of other mounts that have this kind of setup. So you just lift this tab up here, that'll allow these to tighten, and then slide it in between these two grooves and slide it all the way in until you hear it snap into place like that. And then you push down this, and that will prevent it from getting knocked out. And this thumb screw can be loosened. It allows you to rotate your camera to get a range of motion depending on how you've mounted it. There are 2 other buckles that GoPro makes that also give you a different range of motion. Some of the mounts don't even require a buckle, they just have a mounting attachment on top of the mount. Like this one, for example, you just insert it and then attach it with a thumb screw. This is the bobber handle by GoPro. If you're going in the water and you could possibly drop your camera, you should know that the camera doesn't float. So a floaty back door is good to use for certain mounts where it works, and this will help your camera float. And when you buy the floaty, it just comes with a back door you can change out. It's a solid one, so you can just switch it out with the other one, and that'll help your camera float in case you drop it. As long as the side doors are closed, your camera is waterproof. So always make sure the doors are completely shut after you've transferred files. You just want to make sure it's closed all the way and the latch release tab is in place, and your camera is fully waterproof as is. After you've gone in salt water, always make sure to give your camera a good rinse. Rinse off all the salt water, any sand. You definitely want to take it out of the frame to get all the water out of there. So you just open the frame up, take it out, and give your camera a good dry off with the towel. If you have time, just let it dry before you open it up if you're going to transfer footage. If not, you can just blow in between the seams here and make sure you get all the water out of these little cracks. If you want to protect the screens on your Hero 5 Black, you can get these screen protectors from GoPro, and they have a few different screen protectors for the front camera status screen and also for the back touch display screen. It also comes with a solid back door that's clear so you can see what's on your screen but you can't touch it, but it does help protect the screen. For transferring files to your computer, I recommend going on GoPro's site and downloading Quick for Desktop. It's a really great way to keep your files organized. After you finish recording and you want to transfer files to your computer, just insert the USB cable again into the USB port and insert the other end of the USB cable into your computer and turn your camera on. Quick for Desktop should automatically open up and ask to transfer your files. And Quick for Desktop is really nice. It keeps them organized by time lapses or bursts. So a time lapse will just be one file instead of however many photos are in your time lapse. You can also transfer your files to your device using the Capture app, and you access the media that's currently on your microSD card or in GoPro Plus if you've got that. Especially for photos, it's pretty nice to be able to transfer your photos right to your device so you can open them up in all the apps that you can use on your phone. I cover a lot of the photo editing techniques using apps on your device in my book. Thanks for watching. I hope that helps you get a good start with your Hero 5 Black. If you want to learn more about how to use your GoPro Hero 5 Black, check out my book on Amazon. It's got everything you need to know about this cool little camera. And get out there and enjoy. Have fun.